just a little. Okay. We good here. Let me start y'all over here. Bffr. Yeah. Okay. Yes, we are here. Happy Monday, friends. I'm back again. You thought you escaped, but you didn't. Um, Happy Monday, guys. I hope you've had a wonderful week. Who's this? Listen, I'm about to block you, sir. Don't come here doing all that. Delete. Um, no. That's what we're not gonna do. Okay. Hey everybody. Hey Diamond Sweat Aquafina. Hi, everybody coming in on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Clubhouse. You are all welcome in this place. Thank you for coming to hang out with me. We're going to get started at 8:05. So very shortly, I like to give people, some time to come on in so they can get comfortable in the room. If you are new here, and you're not exactly sure what's happening, just give me a few minutes and I will explain what's going on. For those of you who are, veterans and you know what's going on, maybe you want to put in the comment section what's happening so people know what's going on or what this show is about. But yeah, we're going to get started very shortly. I have stories today about Black Eyed Peas versus the Bratz Dolls. A contraception company has hit a setback in their growth as a company. Under Armour has won a battle with another clothing line. Um, the people who own the James Bond trademarks, they don't play, and we're gonna find out why very soon. I have a warning for you guys out there who are planning on filing your trademarks. We've got something on that. Kanye is in a bit of trouble over one of his songs again. And Nike is going after an Irish teenager. Um, so yeah, those very briefly are some of the topics that we're going to be covering today. But before we even get into that, I'm going to do my NPL nugget, which is a business or legal concept that I teach in like 1 minute or less. Yeah, so buckle in, grab yourself a drink, grab a snack, grab something to record some notes with, uh, get all comfy. The kids can listen. Don't worry, it's a family-friendly show for the most part, unless it has to do with the actual story. Um, yeah, if you know anybody who is in business or wants to get in business, the top of the year is when everybody wants to what is it, get those ideas into motion, tag them in here so they can take part in all of the edutainment, because not only do I educate, I entertain as well. I sing, sometimes I dance. I chair dance. I tell funny stories. Sometimes I'll let y'all on here too. Okay. Thank you for the laugh, Daria. Um, all right, so we're getting started in less than a minute, guys. Can't wait to talk to you guys about all of these interesting stories and the lessons we're going to learn. It's going to be so great, guys. All right, so just hang in there with me. I hope you're having a wonderful day and a wonderful start to your week. I know, Monday is not usually a favorite day for us. But we're going to make it fun. I'm going to entertain you. So if you've been having, kind of a not so great day and you want to laugh a little bit, even if you don't necessarily care about what I'm talking about, I'll still make you laugh. So just hang in there, okay? All right. But why does the last minute always take forever? So I hope y'all hang out with me for the whole show. I'm going to pull out my best material for y'all. All right. Okay, so it's 8:05. Let's get started, okay? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to NPL Legal Dish. This is my Monday broadcast where I teach business and legal concepts using pop culture and celebrity news. If this is your first time hearing my voice or seeing my face, and you're like, who is this lady on, the sound waves or the internet? And why does she want me to listen to her? I'm Natalie Pierre-Lewis. I'm the host of the show, and I'm the owner and operator of NPL Consulting, at NPL Consulting LLC, a business formation firm. What that means is I help people like yourself get your business paperwork together. So things like making sure you have your articles of incorporation, making sure that you have your EIN numbers, your DUNS numbers, your SAMI numbers, making sure you have contracts for clients and partners so you don't get left holding the bag, protecting your intellectual property through trademarks, copyrights, and patents, and hiring and training strategies so you don't get sued for discrimination, okay? I help you do all of this and more. If you're wondering why I'm qualified to help you do this, I'm very happy that you asked. I am a licensed attorney. I have been one for 16 years and counting. I've started multiple businesses for myself and others, both online and offline. I've had many careers in the realms of entrepreneurship, the law, education, hospitality, and administrative support. And most important, I am passionate about making business and legal education as accessible to everyone as possible. Not everybody has the time, the money, or the desire to go to business school or law school, but a lot of you have amazing business ideas. And if you're going to be successful, there are just some things that you need to know. There's no way around it, okay? So that's why I'm here, all right? So if you're in the startup phase of business and you're like, you need a little bit of guidance from somebody who has some experience, that's what I'm here for. You can book a free 15-minute consultation with me if you go to linktr.ee/NPL Consulting Firm. That link is everywhere on every outlet that I'm broadcasting on. It's pinned on Clubhouse. It's in my bio on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Linktree/NPL Consulting Firm is where you can book all of your appointments with me. It's also where you can download my free biz launch cheat sheet. This is a 16-page PDF that I created for new entrepreneurs to kind of give you just a checklist, as you're starting your business, so you cover your bases. Why is it important for you to have your business paperwork together? Because if you want to do things like establish business credit and be able to get a business credit card and get federal contracts and get your products into big box stores, you need to be a legitimate business, meaning you need to have your papers filed with the state and with the federal government. Okay, so that's why I am here now. So yeah, check out Linktree/NPL Consulting Firm for all of my services and to make your appointments. All right. That's enough about what I do on the thank you, Daria. I love the reactions on this. I didn't even know you could do that on Clubhouse. So now that I've told you guys what I do, I want to explain how this show works, okay? So the way that this show works is I pull stories from the news, stories from blog sites, stories that I get from you guys in my inbox, and I pull the ones that have lessons that we can learn as business owners, and we talk about them, okay? So this is a time for you to get involved. This is a time for you to ask questions and give comments. My Clubhouse people, you can ask your questions either, right in the comment box or even raise your hand and, I'll turn the mic on. I'll put you up on the stage. But yeah, I want you involved in the conversation, okay? As long as it's respectful. My mother watches this show, and I'm not going to explain to her why y'all are cussing. All right? Yeah, so just, relax, enjoy yourself, invite a friend who you think might benefit from this. But before we even start our stories, I want to give you guys a little NPL nugget. An NPL nugget, like I said, it is a quick business or legal lesson in like a minute or less, right? January is usually the month that I start with business entities. This year, I have a later start, but I still want to give you these business nuggets. For those of you who want to start nonprofit organizations this year, right? People tend to think that it's a different process from starting a regular business. It's not. It's just extra paperwork. When you are starting a nonprofit organization, you're going to file it as a regular corporation. Then you're going to file your tax exemption paperwork. Okay, so and know that you do not own a nonprofit. You can be a founder, but when you are filing your paperwork, you're going to file as a corporation. You cannot have a nonprofit that is an LLC, um, and you don't want a nonprofit that is unincorporated, because then you will be open to a lot of liability. So for my nonprofit, people. You're going to be filing your nonprofit as a corporation, and then filing for your tax exemption papers, okay? All right, so let's get to our stories for the evening, okay? If you guys have ever heard of the group Black Eyed Peas, if you have heard of the Black Eyed Peas, give me a bean emoji in the comments. Hey, Daria. If you have heard of the Black Eyed Peas, give me a bean. Is there a bean emoji? Yes, there is a bean emoji. There is, because I say cool beans all the time, and all the time they give me some emoji. Okay, yeah. So they have beans, right? Um Daria, while you're there, I love your reactions. Can you name a Black Eyed Peas song? Can you, or anybody on Clubhouse or anybody else who's watching, can you guys name a Black Eyed Peas song for me? Mm, mm, mm. While you do that, I will name the members. There's Will I Am, we know him. There's Fergie, we know her. There's Apple, he's the Filipino guy. Apple. And then I always forget the last one. Daria said, let's get, oh yeah, that is a good one. A lot of sports teams use that. Okay. Let's get it started. Hey, let's get it started in here. Okay. All right, that's enough. Anyway, so, all right, so we know Black Eyed Peas. If I'm sure all of us have encountered oh, you're an entertainment publicist and celebrity entertainment. Okay, so this might interest you a lot, Daria. Okay. Now I'm sure we're all familiar with the Bratz dolls. Bratz dolls, they have had a hard road to hoe. They were shelved for like 10 years because of Mattel. They just got, really back into the swing of things, making their dolls. But they've been encountering all types of issues because of intellectual property, and here they are again. Okay, so Bratz dolls has been selling, or they have these things in production. They're pooping unicorns. All right, so they're selling pooping unicorns, right? And of course, it's a kid's toy, so they have commercials, and it's bright, and it's colorful, and they have a song that they're using to promote the pooping unicorns. And the song is set to the tune of My Humps, but it's called My Poops. So, instead of saying my humps, my hump, my hump, my hump, it says like my poops, my poops, my poops, my poops, okay? Yes, Daria, okay? And Sony BMG is suing the Bratz company. Why? Sony BMG owns 75% of the copyrights for the song My Humps, okay? And they're saying that, the Bratz people have ripped off their song. Hey, Canada Cape Cod, DC, listen, y'all. If y'all are coming to DC and you're looking for an all-inclusive resort experience, go check out Canada Cape Cod, DC. All right, that's all I'm going to tell you. But yeah, so Sony BMG owns 75% of the copyrights to My Humps, and they are suing the Bratz doll company because they're saying that they use their song. The problem is, parodies of songs are protected by law. Okay. Oh, Daria, you from DC? Okay, yes. Well, girl, check out Canada Cape Cod, DC. Okay. When I tell you the food, the ambiance, it's just everything. Um, but yeah. What was I saying? What was I saying? Yes. So I said, so parodies are protected from, you're welcome, girl. Parodies are protected from infringement rights. So if you ever have watched Saturday Night Live, you know that Saturday Night Live, they'll always do like their version of a movie or a TV show. But it'll be like real funky and weird, right? The reason they can do that is because you're allowed to make a parody of something. You can make a joke out of it, or you can use it for commentary or for satire, right? That's why you can, people from the news can use clips because they're using it for commentary. But Sony BMG is saying, look, we understand the parody, but this is way too close. They're saying, you even found someone to sing the song who sounds a lot like Fergie. Right? So now Sony BMG wants $10 million from the Bratz doll company. So I want to know from you guys, do you think that Sony has a case here? Do you think that Sony has a case, or do you think the Bratz dolls are just doing what they're allowed to do and making a parody song? Sony BMG is saying, look, basically all they did, they used the same music, they used the same beat, they even found somebody who sounded like Fergie. All they did was change the words a little bit. And they're saying that it's too close. Meanwhile, the Bratz people are like, hello, we're allowed to do this. It's called parody. It's called satire. And Sony BMG really wants $10 million. Do you think they have a case here? Let me know what y'all think in the comments. And I'm very surprised Sony owns so much of that song. I would have thought that Black Eyed Peas owned more of it, but not my business. Daria, you think they have a case? Okay, Daria thinks they have a case. Veganish foodies, hey. Canada Cape Cod said they might. Okay, so Daria is totally on BMG's side, and Canada Cape Cod is kind of a maybe. I'm very skeptical because people make parody songs all the time. Think about Weird Al Yankovic. That man's entire music career is parodies, right? And we hear parodies all the time. So I don't know why this one would be so special or different that it would not be protected by the parody exception. But we're going to have to wait and see what happens with that. So we will definitely, if you guys find out anything new, let me know. And if I find out anything new, I will definitely bring it to you guys' attention. Okay? All right. Next story we are talking about. Has anybody ever heard of a company called the Pill Club? This would most likely be women who know about this club. It is a company that deals with that provides contraceptives and other services for women. Has anybody ever heard of the Pill Club? Just give me a thumbs up in the comments. Or you may know them as Favor. They had changed their name to Favor. And that's actually the issue that they're facing now. So like I just said, there is a company that it's known as the Pill Club. It started as the Pill Club, and then they said, okay, we offer more than just the pill. We offer a lot of services to women, and other people, and we want to expand, our, I guess, territory. So they tried to change their name to Favor. All right. They were faced with pushback from a company called Neighbor Favor. This is a restaurant that is based in Texas. They are a restaurant and they do retail delivery. And their business name is Neighbor Favor, But in the streets, they're known as Favor. And like I said, they do restaurants and retail delivery. Okay. Now, again, you cannot trademark the same word in two. You can't trademark the same word twice in the same category, right? But you can have the same word trademarked in different categories, like Dove and Dove chocolate and Dove soap. Two different categories here, right? Like I said, Favor is in the business of providing, contraceptive and health services for women. Neighbor Favor um, does restaurants and retail deliveries, right? And they are saying that because, they are known as Favor in the streets, that there is going to be confusion between Favor, the contraceptive company, and Favor, the Texas restaurant and retail delivery company. Do you guys think that there is a possibility of confusion between a contraceptives company named Favor and a restaurant named Favor? Canna Cape Cod is saying no confusion. Anybody feel differently? Let me see here. Daria said no. Okay. Well, the case hasn't been resolved yet, but the court where this is being tried, which I'm assuming is in Texas, has said that the pill club that was going by Favor, they're like, you can't use the name Favor for right now. Until we finish deciding, what's going on in this case and if there is actual infringement, we're not going to let you use the name Favor right now. Do you guys think that that is fair? Do you think that is a fair decision by the court? Candy Cape Cod said they want some attention. Well, the court has kind of given them a little bit of leeway. The court has said that the pill club, you can no longer refer to yourselves as Favor. Do you think that that was a fair decision by the judge? For me, I don't think it's fair simply because these two businesses are operating in two different capacities. If I am looking for contraceptive services, I'm not going to be looking for some place. If I find out that my contraceptive place serves wings and contraceptives, I don't want to go there. Okay, so I don't think that there is a big possibility of confusion between Favor, the contraceptives company, and Favor, the Texas company. You're right, Canada Cape Cod. I think this has to do with the fact that, Roe versus Wade has been repealed, and we know that Texas is a notoriously conservative state. So they are no longer allowing the pill club to go by the name Favor until they have, I guess, sorted this all out in the courts. So I hope Favor wins. I think this is just political machinations. Because Texas doesn't like contraceptives. And it's like, y'all ain't gonna help me take care of the baby when it get here. Why you so worried about it when it's in my belly? But that's another story for another day. Okay? All right. Before we move on to our next stories, I want to remind you guys that you are watching NPL Legal Dish. This is my Monday broadcast where I teach business and legal concepts using pop culture and celebrity news. If you are in the startup phase of your business and you're looking for some legal guidance, or if you've been in business for a while and you're looking for some legal guidance because you need to get your paperwork in order, that's what I do. I'm a seasoned attorney with a passion for helping entrepreneurs. So book your free 15-minute consultation with me on today at linktr.ee/NPL Consulting Firm. Okay? All right. Moving on. Has anybody ever heard of Colorado Christian University? Has anybody heard of the CCU? Has anybody heard of Colorado Christian University? All right. As you can tell by the name, Colorado Christian University is a school that identifies as Christian and teaches those concepts. And one of the big concepts, Colorado, it's like one of them conservative places. And one of the things that has, like we just talked about in the last case with the contraceptives company and how Texas is against contraceptives, Colorado isn't too different, right? Or at least Colorado Christian University. Colorado Christian University wants y'all to know that they are pro-life. They want y'all to know that they are pro-life so much that they have filed and obtained a trademark for their school, a nickname called Pro-Life University. Pro-Life U. That is the trademark that they have recently filed for their school. They want it to be known as a nickname. Now, I don't know, um, you know, I don't know how that's going to work with their other trademarks. I don't know, I don't know if they're filing it. Well, they're probably filing it under educational services and then whatever. Anyway, hey, Kels Butter. Either way, Colorado Christian University has filed a trademark for Pro-Life University to let us know, as as a record label, a crew, and all of that, that they are pro-life and that they want us to keep the babies no matter what. Good luck with that. Anyway, moving on to our next story. How many of y'all have ever owned a piece of Under Armour athletic wear? If you've ever owned anything with the brand's name Under Armour, give me a U in the comments, right? And even if you don't own any Under Armour, let me know how long have you known about the company Under Armour? How long have you known about the company named Under Armour? Okay. Now, I've known Under Armour, I want to say at least since college. Yeah, I feel like they've been around for quite some time. But if you have ever owned a piece of Under Armour athletic wear, I don't care if they socks, you haven't known it that long? Okay. Daria, how about you? How long you think you've known about Under Armour? Okay. Daria said, I graduated from the University of Maryland at College Park in 1999. The founder of Under Armour is my fellow Terp. Oh, okay. All right. Daria, this show is all about you tonight, I guess. Okay. All right. So we all know Under Armour. They are a global company. They make, athletic wear. Ken Cape Cod said 6 years. They make athletic wear. They make like compression pants, t-shirts, socks, whatever you need to go wear at the gym. And I think they make, tools too, like, I don't know, jump ropes or weights or whatever. Anyway, Under Armour is a well-known company, a well-known fitness company, right? Oh, thanks, Daria. So in 2018, a young lady started her own, active lifestyle brand, for women. And she named her brand Armorina. Okay? So Armorina. Under Armour got wind of this and said, no, honey. No. We're Under Armour, and by you naming your fitness apparel line Armorina, that is causing confusion, right? Now, the Armorina founder, she lost the trademark infringement. She lost the trademark infringement case. So Under Armour won, but they didn't win much. The court awarded them $1 for infringement and $1 for dilution. Okay, so Under Armour went, paid all this money to lawyers, and they ended up winning $2. But the important thing was the court said that Miss Thing could no longer use the name Armorina, right? Now, in her defense, the founder of Armorina, she said that, she named her fitness apparel line after suits of armor that she had saw at an exhibit at the at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York, okay? And she said that she was only marginally aware of Under Armour. So basically she said, I went to the museum and I was real inspired by this art, and so I started my fitness apparel line, and I didn't even really know about no Under Armour. I mean, maybe they were out there, but I was, they was not under my radar. That's basically what she said, okay? And that's why I named today's show BFFR. Be for real, girl. You gonna tell me that in 2018 you didn't know that Under Armour was out here in the world as a fitness apparel line? What do you guys think about that defense? Do you guys think that holds any weight? That this fitness apparel line, Armorina, she was not inspired by Under Armour at all? What do you think that holds any water? I feel like you would literally have to be walking around with, especially if you're in that industry, you'd have to have your fingers in your ears and close your eyes, and and to not get any information about Under Armour. But what do you guys think? Do you think that she's being for real, or do you think that she really didn't know that Under Armour was doing all that? Daria's giving us Jay-Z quotes. I don't believe you. You need more people. Yes, exactly. Me too. Because I'm like, in what world, when you're entering an industry, you have to do your homework. You need to know who your competitors are. You need to know who the top dogs are in your industry. And if you had done I'm assuming that she did that work. I'm sure you came across Under Armour at some point. So you just playing games over here. Did I ever start this? Oh, yeah. And trying to lie. But, either way, Under Armour won $2, and Miss Thing has to change the name of her her fitness line. Okay. All right. Moving on. I have a warning out here for my friends who are planning on filing their trademarks sometime soon. There is, unfortunately, like anything else, the trademark industry has scammers, okay? That when you file a trademark, you'll have companies sending you these weird official looking letters saying, oh, you need to do this and this and this. It's trash. You should only go to uspto.com. That is the only website run by the government. Oh, you raised your hand? Okay, I'm sorry, girl. Okay. Hold on, let me bring you up on stage. Daria wants to talk, y'all. Okay. Hey, Daria.
Hey, Natalie. My name is Daria.
Oh, Daria.
You are amazing. I'm just loving this. I'm so glad I came upon your room.
Oh, thanks. Did you want to say anything about the Did you want to say anything about the story?
Yeah, I just don't, I am a branding expert, a PR expert, publicist, journalist, CEO, and I don't believe any of that. You have to be living under a rock not to have heard of Under Armour. Come on,
right,
Natalie.
Right.
Really? It is too close. And I'm glad she lost the case. That makes absolutely no sense. That's too close to Under Armour's name. So you have to be living on a rock. I'm sorry.
Exactly. And anybody who's entering an industry, it's your duty to do your research to make sure that you're not stepping on anybody else's toes. Exactly. Thanks for coming up, dear.
Thank you, my dear. It's just been, you're amazing. You're so knowledgeable. It makes me happy. I love to hear about trademarks and branding.
Awesome.
And when people are too close to someone else's brand, I love this.
This is awesome. You've come to the right place. All right.
I can see that. Yeah.
All right. So, thank you so much for that, Dara. That just made me feel so good. So like I said, there's a lot of scammers out here when it comes to filing your trademarks. All right, they try to get you every which way, and the USPTO even has warnings about specific sites that you should avoid. And there is a new one that is out, and it looks very close to the USPTO website address, but it's not them. It is a scam site. The website is pto-us.com. I'm telling you right now, this is a scam trademark site. Do not use it. Okay, that was fun. But yeah, so I just want to put y'all on the lookout. If you're going to be filing your trademarks, you want to make sure that you go to uspto.gov if you're planning on filing yourself. If you're going through an attorney like myself, I know the sites to go, so ain't nobody going to scam me. All right. Okay. Moving on to our next story of the evening. Okay, I want to talk about this one. What do I want to talk about this one? All right, this one I kind of want to talk about it. I kind of don't, because I don't like to give him too much attention. One, because I feel like he loves it, and two, because I feel like he needs actual medical mental help. But Kanye West, he is in our stories on today. Okay. Did anybody listen to Kanye West's latest album? I have no idea what it's called. I haven't listened to anything since... I don't think I've listened to anything since Life of Pablo. But has anybody listened to Kanye West's new album, or latest album, I should say? Okay. Yes, Jada, the yay. He's back again, girl. Daria said she has not. All right. Well, on his new latest album release, he has a song on there called Flowers. And supposedly it's supposed to be about, his ex-wife, Kim Kardashian. I have not heard the song because I don't support, people being jerks. But anyway, in the song, Kanye West uses a very famous sample from Marshall Jefferson, "Move Your Body." Okay, this is a very recognizable song. I encourage all of you to go look up Marshall Jefferson, "Move Your Body." Right. Kanye West used a sound bite from this song no less than 22 times in this song, Flowers. The problem is Kanye West never got permission to use it. So now Trax Records, who own the licensing to the Marshall Jefferson song, they are suing Kanye for infringement. Now, because it's only one song and it's the same sample, they can only sue for one infringement, and the max that you can sue for any one count of copyright infringement is $150,000. So they are suing, Kanye West for $150,000 plus an injunction. An injunction is when the court tells someone you have to stop doing this, right? So the Trax Records wants the court to tell Kanye that he cannot use the "Move Your Body" sample anymore, at least until he paid them some dollars. Like, you got to run people their money. You always out here complaining about you not getting your money, you not getting your respect, Kanye. Why aren't you giving the people their respect? But anyway, so Kanye may be on the hook, but I mean, I feel like that's chump change to him. All right. But this is why it's important to have your intellectual property in a row, so that when somebody violates your intellectual property, you can go and defend yourself. Having a copyright and having a trademark, it's not going to stop someone from trying to, use or steal your ideas, but it does give you legal standing to go and sue that person, okay? So that's why it's important. All right. Okay. Kels Butter said, considering his mental state, did he actually know? Hey, listen, if he has the right legal team, they might be able to spin that, Kels, okay? All right. Next story that we are talking about. Okay. Does anybody know who could tell me what Nike's famous symbol is? What is Nike's famous symbol? Let me know in the comments. What is Nike's famous symbol? I know we don't have the emoji for it, but just spell it out. Mm, 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 mm. What is Nike's famous symbol? Yes, Daria, the swoosh. Swoosh. All right, so we all know Kelsey Butter, the check mark. They call it a swoosh, right? So we know this famous mark. Thank you, AP Jackson. Yes, swoosh. Oh, I haven't seen you in a minute. Hey, girl. We know about the swoosh. We know that it's famous, right? You can't go and put the swoosh on your sneakers or on your shirt just like that because that symbol belongs to Nike. Nor can you go around, selling swoosh t-shirts or whatever like that, right? However, so there's this guy in Dublin. He's a teenager and he has a sneaker store. And he calls his sneaker store Swoosh Supplies. All right. Now, he doesn't just sell Nikes, he sells all types of sneakers, but the store is called Swoosh Supplies, and Nike is trying to sue him for trademark infringement because they do have a trademark for the written word swoosh in Europe, as well as the symbol, right? Now, um, 76 Grimke is always saying he wrong. Now, here's the thing. Okay, he's calling his store Swoosh Supply. Well, no, hold on. That was Swoosh Supplies. Swoosh and yeah, okay, yeah. Like I can kind of get with the argument that's the opposite of that, but I understand why they think it's close, but I also think that there is an argument. Maybe he should hire me to defend him. But yeah, so when a big company has a trademark, they don't care how little you are. Okay? Um, there's a famous story. So you guys know the Ugg boots. There is a man in Australia who has a shoe store, and he was selling boots, calling them Uggs because he said that's what they call them in Australia. And he got sued by the company that owns the Uggs trademark, and they awarded Uggs $500,000. So they said that he has to pay them $500,000 for using their trademark without their permission. And he's still trying to appeal that to this day. It ain't working. So same thing with this guy right here, this guy in Dublin. These big companies don't care who you are. They paid for their intellectual property, and they're going to protect it. And that's how diligent you need to be out here in these trademark streets. You don't need to be a bully about it. But if somebody is really using your intellectual property, your trademark, your logo, your work, your written words, your art without your permission, and you have your legally acquired intellectual property, you need to get on them, okay? Otherwise, you can lose the exclusivity of your intellectual property. All right? Okay. We got a few more stories. I'm going to try and get through them quickly because we are swiftly coming to 9 o'clock. But before we do that, I want to remind you guys that you are watching MPL Legal Dish. This is my Monday broadcast where I teach business and legal concepts using pop culture and celebrity news. If you are in the startup phase of your business and you're looking for some legal guidance, I am your girl. I'm a seasoned attorney with a passion for helping entrepreneurs, and I cannot wait to help you bring your dream to reality. Go to linktr.ee/NPL Consulting Firm and book yourself a free 15-minute consultation with me. And as well at linktr.ee/NPL Consulting Firm, make sure you download the free Biz Launch cheat sheet. It is going to help you choose and start your dream business in 7 days or less. Okay? All right. Phew. Let's try and get through these in 15 minutes. Okay? So, how many of y'all have ever seen a James Bond movie? And if you have, tell me what's your favorite James Bond movie. If you've seen a James Bond movie, give me a thumbs up and then tell me your favorite James Bond movie. Okay? While you do that, a while ago, well, not too long ago, actually, no, let me back up. So James Bond movies, they are very popular, all over the world. People know 007, Shaken Not Stirred. I don't know. Tell me some other things from License to Kill. Okay, License to Kill is your favorite, Daria? Right. So, and James Bond, but those words, those things, they're all protected. There is a company that manages all of the intellectual property for the James Bond franchise, right? So, of course, they be looking out and they like, making sure nobody's using their property without their permission. Somebody filed a trademark. Yeah, somebody filed a trademark for in the category of tool sets. They filed a trademark for Bond Girl. Okay. Bond. Now, when you think of Bond Girl, tell me what comes to mind when you think of Bond Girl. Hmm? What comes to mind when you hear the words Bond Girl? 76 Scream K said Goldfinger. What else do you guys think of when you hear what's that thing? Bond Girl. For me, what I think of is like I think about the James Bond love interests, and how they were like these femme fatales, but they were deadly and they all had all types of stuff. The daughter of James Bond had a daughter in the movies. Did James Bond have a daughter in the movies? Um, Daria Fennel, when she hears Bond Girl, she thinks of a lady in the James Bond franchise. Me too. We hear Daria, okay? We see eye to eye. Okay. Well, so like I said, somebody filed a trademark for Bond Girl, and like me and Daria, we both said when we hear Bond Girl, we're thinking of somebody who's in a James Bond movie, which means that there is a possibility of confusion, and that is exactly what the James Bond, the company that manages the James Bond trademarks, filed for. They filed for infringement. They said that there is a possibility of confusion because there is people, when they think Bond Girl, they think James Bond movie. So if you're seeing Bond Girl tool sets, it is not, too far-fetched to think that, maybe the James Bond franchise is branching out into tools. Who knows, right? So James Bond Inc., they have won their lawsuit against Bond Girl. Do you think that this was the right decision? They got the whole trademark canceled, y'all. It was already passed and everything. So they got it canceled. Do you think that the USPTO got it right? Should they have canceled the Bond Girl trademark? Should they have canceled the Bond Girl trademark? AP Jackson thinks of Halle Berry when she thinks of Bond Girl. Oh yeah, she was a Bond Girl. Yes. Do you think that the court got it right? Should they have canceled the Bond Girl trademark for the tool sets? I mean, you don't have to agree with me. Like, my opinion is just that. It's an opinion. The information here, while it is and educational entertainment, is by no means, this is not legal advice. Please don't go do anything without consulting, your personal attorney for doing some of this stuff. Daria agrees. So Daria thinks that they got it right. 76 Grimke says that they got it right. I think they got it well. They got it right as well. I think the problem is because James Bond is so embedded in modern society, sometimes we forget that these names belong to someone and that we can't just use them. So again, it's just when you're gonna file your trademarks, you want to make sure you're not stepping on anybody's toes, right? You want your trademark to be as unique as possible so nobody can claim it, try to cancel it, or block it. Okay? All right. Let me see where we at. We did that. 8:48. Okay. Now, Just so you guys know, this is a quick story. Just so you guys know that this is trademarks are not just in the United States; they are all over the world. Did anybody watch the World Cup? Did anybody watch the World Cup this year or this? I don't know. It was playing in the past few minutes. Where was I when they were playing it? Was I here? Anyway, the World Cup. The World Cup was not too long ago. And pretty much every country was playing in there, including South Africa. Does anybody know the name of the South African women's soccer team? Does anybody know the name of South Africa's women's soccer team? Just a few minutes of it. Yeah, I watch like little things here and there, but anybody know the name? Hold on. Daria said she does not. I'm gonna give y'all a few more seconds. I don't worry if you don't know it. Like I didn't know it till today either. So the South African women's soccer team, their team name is Banyana Banyana, right? And on that team, they have a player called Nomvula Kigowale. I believe that's how it's pronounced. And she became really popular on the field because she was always putting on lipstick, right? Something so simple, but she was like, I'm gonna be kicking these goals and looking fly and putting on my lipstick, right? And she started to be known as the lipstick lady on the field. Well, Miss Thing has taken that and parlayed it into, a business venture. She has filed a trademark in South Africa for lipstick lady, and she's coming out with her own lipstick line. Guys, trademarks just aren't in the United States. They're all over the world, okay? So if you are going to have a trademark that you want to be worldwide, you're going to need to check every place that you want it to make sure that it will pass. Like Louboutins, right? The people behind Louboutin, they have been trying to get the Louboutin, the Red Soles trademarked in every single country around the world. They have been successful in some countries and not successful in others because different countries have different rules for trademarks, okay? So when you're looking for, or when you're thinking about establishing your trademark, don't just think about, your country. You need to think worldwide. We're becoming a more global society, okay? So there is a big possibility that you might overlap with another global brand, okay? All right. Let me see. What else we got to talk about here today? Okay. So this last one is okay. If you got kids watching, you might wanna, and you don't want them to hear no cussing. This is the last story, but it got a little bit of cussing in it, but only because it's part of the story. All right. Okay. So, if y'all know who Birdman is, give me a bird emoji. Give me a bird emoji if you know who Birdman is. The man with, the Birdman hand rub. You better put some respect on my name. All three of y'all, if you know who Birdman is, give me a bird emoji. Y'all don't know who Birdman is? Oh, thank you, 76 Grimcat. I'm like, come on. Come on. Oh, is that a bird dart? Oh, that's so cool. All right. Okay. Thank you, Kels Butter, right? So this is one of my favorite stories to tell. You've met Birdman. Is he nice? So this is one of my favorite stories to tell about trademarks to make people understand why something becoming popular is not necessarily a good thing. If you guys remember, Hot Boys or whoever it is, they came out with it was the Hot Boys. They were like, every time I come around your city, bling bling, 50 piggy ring worth about 50 bling bling, cool as all get out. For real? Okay. Then if you know the bling bling song, give me like a diamond emoji. The bling bling song from the Hot Boys. Every time I come around your city, bling bling, 50 piggy ring worth about 50 bling bling. Every time I buy a new ride, bling bling. Yeah, oh yes, cash money, right? So they came out with the Bling Bling song. And Bling Bling became so popular, everybody was saying bling. To the point I heard bling on Judge Judy. I heard it everywhere. And a couple years later, I remember Birdman saying, thank you, AP Jackson, Birdman saying, had I known how popular bling bling would have become, I would have trademarked it. And he could not trademark it at that point because it was too popular. Everybody was using it. Same thing with Sheree, from Sheree Whitfield from Housewives of Atlanta. She had that iconic line, "Who gonna check me, boo?" She failed to trademark it, and everybody was making "Who gonna check me, boo" t-shirts, to the point that Sheree Whitfield cannot make money off of her own phrase because it's too generic. Okay, so if you do not, cover your bases early when you're trademarking something, or you try to trademark something that is too popular, there's a good chance that it will not go through. So there is a company that wanted to sell t-shirts. This company, they have a website called not NSFW. That's the abbreviation for Not Safe for Work. And they filed a trademark because they wanted to make merchandise. They wanted to sell t-shirts that said, again, I'm about to cuss, so if you got kids, tell them to cover their ears or something. They wanted to sell t-shirts that said "Assholes Forever." Assholes live forever. So they filed a trademark with the USPTO office for, "Assholes live forever," so they could sell t-shirts and merchandise and things like that. Right? Now, we've talked about this before. The trademark office cannot deny your trademark simply because it's vulgar. We talked about this with the clothing line FUCT, and how, at first they actually went to the Supreme Court with that, and the Supreme Court ruled that just because a trademark is offensive doesn't mean that it isn't valid. Okay, this company, NSFW, they filed a trademark for "Assholes Live Forever," and the USPTO denied their application. They said no, not because it is a vulgar phrase and they didn't want to hear it, but because "Assholes Live Forever," in the eyes of the USPTO, is a generic phrase. When the USPTO responds to your application, they will give you, if they say no, they will show you proof about, this is why we're rejecting you, right? And they were able to show 30 other parties who were using the phrase "assholes live forever" for merchandising. So they were saying that, this phrase "assholes live forever," it is no longer, an identifier of the source of goods. It is simply a message. So we are denying this trademark. Okay, so you want to make sure that you don't try to trademark something that is too common, and you also want to make sure that if you have something that pops, that you trademark it early so it doesn't become generic. Okay, all right. So those were all of the stories that I had for you guys tonight. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. Daria, Jada, Canna Cape Cod, Kels Butter, 76 Grim K, everybody who popped in, thank you so much. I had such a great time with AP Jackson. I haven't seen you in a month of Sundays. I want to thank you guys for taking the time out to hang out with me. I really appreciate you. We will be back next week with more. Next week with more stories. As well, make sure that you are booking your one-on-ones with me at linktr.ee/nplconsultingfirm. Take care of yourselves, guys. Have a great week. I really need to start on my posting again. I have just been so lazy about it, but I'm going to try and post at least twice this week. Oh, thank you, Daria. All right, guys. So this is where I leave you. Have a wonderful... Really? People call them... All right. All right. Have a wonderful night, guys. Bye. Okay. How do I... Okay. Stop.